Welcome to the NBA Pub Hub on Pub Sports Radio. It is Tuesday, July 20th. I'm back. I'm recharged. I'm energized. I'm ready for Game 6 of the NBA Finals tonight. Phoenix Suns, Milwaukee Bucks, Ian Cameron, along with Trot Wham, Dutch Boy Fresh, Skee Profit, Conor Mac, and Jimmy the Bag joining us once again for Game 6 of these NBA Finals. We will get to tonight's game. This could be the final NBA Pub Hub show of the year if the Bucks close it out and win the ship tonight, which will be sad because it's been a lot of fun with the crew, with the extended family joining. It was Connor and Skee early in the season, along with me doing this show. But to open it up, have Jimmy with us, have Trot Wham with us, have Billy joining us as well. Good to have everybody in the house. But before we get to Game 6, we got to start with one of the best rivalries in sports right now, in sports betting. And it's not anything on the court, anything on the floor, anything on the ice, anything on the field. It's our own Skee Profit and Dutch Boy Fresh. Great rivalries right now on Pub Sports Radio. Back and forth between who's a point guard and who's a two guard. Dutch, state your case.
State your case.
You muted.
He's
Let
muted.
me unmute myself.
Your moment, man.
Steph Curry and Russell
shot.
Westbrook. That's what we're talking about real quick. I guess we'll go there. If Steph Curry and Russell Westbrook's on your team, who's the starting point guard? It's going to be Russell Westbrook. My point is Steph Curry cannot be the best point guard ever because he's not a true point guard. This is what I was explaining to Skee. He's a 2 playing to 1. He's great, but he's not a fucking best point guard ever. He's not even top 10. Let's not talk about that.
Ooh. I think that's a terrible argument. For one, if they're on the same team, I agree. I'll put Russell Westbrook as the point guard, but that's only because I don't want a shooting guard that can't shoot. So I think it's pretty simple which way you go. But even in college, Russell Westbrook was a 2 guard. They just kind of forced him to be a 1. So it's the same kind of case you're arguing against Steph Curry.
I know everybody's going to side with Skee because we got all these motherfuckers 25 and under. You know, they don't even know what they only know Steph Curry and he's the greatest ever and all this shit. So I already know where it's going to come. But if you know basketball and you watch basketball, Steph Curry is a 2 playing to 1. That's all I got to say.
Let me say one more thing on this one. There was one player who played with both of these 2 players, and he said he wanted to go play somewhere else because he wanted to be around more selfless players. So I think that kind of sums it up right there as far as who I want as a point guard on my team.
Okay, better player, that's a different story. We're talking about playing point guard. I asked you earlier as well. Let's go real quick, last minute. I asked him, if James Harden's on your team, you want James Harden or Steph Curry? Who's your starting point guard? He said James Harden. But, yeah, he still want to talk about Steph Curry being a fucking point guard. Come on, man.
Well, I'll tell you why. I will say I'll put James Harden as the point guard if we're on the same team because James Harden doesn't do shit off the ball. Steph Curry, I mean, he made his living at Davidson off the ball. You can see him do it in the NBA. James Harden's just going to stand there. So that's the only reason I would agree. It's not a knock against Steph Curry. I mean, Steph Curry's just a more versatile player, I'd say.
I say Steph Curry's great. He's just not a great point guard. He's a great shooter.
Well, he's definitely one of the point guards that shoots a hell of a lot more than passes, but there's a reason for that. There's no question.
There's not a lot of pure point guards in the NBA this day and age. Yeah,
exactly. But LeBron James is pretty much the best point guard we've ever seen.
I think you got to do both
in the league. He's not even considered a point. You know what I'm saying? I think Wham will agree with that one. You know, LBJ, the coldest point guard in the league.
I don't know about the coldest point guard. I would say that.
I want Magic Johnson post HIV.
There you go.
Right. We already said Magic. I said Magic is the best point guard ever, and then I said Isaiah Thomas is leaps and bounds better point guard than Stephen Curry is. That's just as a point guard. You know what I'm saying? That's what I was saying. But get it moving.
And if you didn't understand what Jimmy was saying, that's HIV as in AIDS for you knuckleheads up there. Would say, that's exactly what he was referring to.
Thank you, Babano.
Thankfully, none of us have AIDS, and none of us have COVID. None of us have any of this stuff that can infect us health-wise. We are going to be – I've been infected, though, in terms of my bankroll lately by the Phoenix fucking Suns. That's what's been affecting me these last couple of games. So let's see if we can turn this shit around tonight if we're the Phoenix Suns. Let's get to it here. It's Game 6, NBA Finals, Milwaukee Bucks and the Phoenix Suns here tonight. We've got the Milwaukee Bucks here, 4.5, 5-point favorites here. The totals dropped a little bit, 223 down to about 222 in most spots. And yeah, the Phoenix Suns, I'm just ready to just say, all right, Suns doing what I thought they would do. Game 5 after that first quarter, up 16. I'm like, they're just going to truck this team. They're just going to finally do what they did in Game 1, take care of business, and just run away from here. And sure enough, the lead was gone after the second quarter. And at halftime, not only had the 16-point lead evaporated for the Phoenix Suns, but they were trailing somehow after the second quarter at halftime. And look, it was one of those games where if the Phoenix Suns look back on these last 2 losses where they're right there and they cannot find a way to win each of the last 2 games, they're going to look at correctable mistakes. Turnovers have killed them in these 2 games. Being feasted in the paint has killed them. Losing the battle in the rebounding department has killed them. I mean, a defense has obviously not been good enough. I think it was an incredible night offensively. And look, good luck beating Milwaukee when you're going to get Giannis, Drew Holiday, and Chris Middleton, their big 3, their best 3 players, all playing like that in the same game. And that's exactly what happened in Game 5. So now the question becomes we see Milwaukee. They're now laying a little bit more of a number than they were in Game 3 and in Game 4 on this home court. And the question you have to ask yourself is, do the Phoenix Suns have one last punch to throw? Are they going to be a team that you can say definitively, backs against the wall, they are going to be able to do what's necessary here to give themselves a chance to win this game and win on the road for the first time in this series? Do they have that collective, whatever it is, that intestinal fortitude, that in the pit of your gut will to find a way in a spot like this? Does Chris Paul have it in him? Because I'm going to call him out a little bit. Where the fuck was he doing what he was doing in the final 5 minutes of the fourth quarter? Where was that the other night in the third quarter when his team couldn't buy a bucket offensively, when Milwaukee extended the lead to double digits? Where the hell was the aggressiveness and Chris Paul looking for his shot early in the second half when that game was starting to get away from the Suns? Where was that? Why did it take until 5 minutes to go when we're already up against it? Because remember, Milwaukee was still up comfortably with about 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter, up 8, 9, 10 points. Why did it take till then for CP3 to say, you know what, I got to start taking over? Can't be all Devin Booker all the time. Someone else is going to have to help him out and make some damn shots. But it took him until 5 minutes to go in the fourth quarter for that to happen. Too little, too late, Chris. Sorry, it was. You needed to do that a little bit earlier than that, because I thought he was really starting to get it going and maybe looking like that Chris Paul that was going to carry them to that comeback win, sort of like the shades of the Chris Paul we saw in Game 6 against the Clippers last round. But he waited until fucking 5 minutes left in the game to do it. That was the problem. So you got to see more of that start to finish from Paul tonight. I'm going down with the ship again because I know for a fact that I jumped to Milwaukee tonight, and I know for a fact that it's probably going to cost me if I do. I'm going to do the old 3-way split, the trifecta, if you will, tonight with the Phoenix Suns. I think the first quarter is probably the best of the bunch, because you would expect, like you saw a great first quarter from Phoenix in Game 5. I'd expect more of the same tonight. You're no tomorrow. You lose the finals if you don't come out strong here early in this game. I'd expect that. I'm going to go first half and full game as well, but I kind of defer a little bit more to the first quarter and the first half more than the full game, because I think that first 12 minutes and that first 24 minutes, you're going to get the best from the Phoenix Suns. So that's what I'm looking at in terms of the side. As far as the total goes, I'm at the point now where I'm struggling to look at unders with these two teams because of the fact, look, Milwaukee's doing whatever they want inside. Phoenix's defense is getting worse, not better. I'd expect big nights offensively from the backcourt of the Suns, specifically Booker and CP3, and we'll get to that in props in just a second. So I think the game could go over, but I don't love it because I liked it more in Game 5 than tonight. And in an elimination game, you worry maybe it'll bog down defensively in the final few minutes. So I lean to the over, but I'm going to stick with Phoenix first quarter, first half, full game. Props, not much with props, guys. I'm sticking to just Devin Booker over 30.5 points is a must. Like, he's on fire. He can't be stopped right now. He is going out on his sword tonight, win or lose. He's going to be shooting. He's going to be a gunslinger tonight, just like he's been the last 2 games. And that's exactly what I expect out of Devin Booker tonight. Over 30.5 points for him is a good player prop tonight in my mind. CP3, hopefully it's early. I got out of Dodge with the over 20.5, 21 he got, and most of it was in the final 5 minutes. I sure as hell hope he doesn't decide I got to wake the fuck up in the fourth quarter. Hopefully he's awake in the first quarter and plays that way the whole game. Aggressive, look to shoot the ball, not just pass all the time, especially in a game like this. So I think CP3 over points. I'll come back to that as well. Giannis obviously has been a gold mine in this series for the Bucks. Chris Middleton at home, we usually trust him. You could look in that direction. Drew Holiday's the X factor, right? Offensively struggled in Game 4, and then Game 5, he could barely miss a shot. So which Drew Holiday, Dutch's boy, is going to show up tonight here in Game 6? That's the question. So that's why I'm staying away from the Holiday props tonight. So the main props for me are going to be, I think, Giannis over points, rebounds, assists, and the two backcourt guards for the Suns, over 30.5 for Booker, and over the point total as well for Chris Paul tonight. Chris Paul double-double as well might be worth a look in my mind as well at a decent price. With that in mind, let's turn it over to Skee. Game 6 tonight, Skee. Suns and Bucks. What do you like?
Well, what you said, do the Suns have one more punch to throw? I would think so. Just looking at how, Monty kind of keeps them even keeled and keeps them not too down. It keeps them in a good headspace, I want to say. So I think that's where they're at. And it just makes me think about Jimmy, honestly, because we talked about this all last show, going back and forth. And Jimmy said that Suns are going to come out early and they're going to follow it late. And I feel like you can get the same kind of thing here today, because the answer to your question, do the Suns have one more punch to throw? I think if they do, it's in the first quarter. So if I'm playing the side, I probably would prefer that. And if I had to play the full game, it scares me to death that Scott Foster is the referee, just because I've seen 12 playoff games in a row where they lose, where Chris Paul loses and doesn't cover. So Suns first quarter will be a look on the side. As far as props, I think it kind of goes without saying now. Connaughton 3-pointers, Cam Johnson 3-pointers. Middleton assists is kind of a look that I'm interested in. If it's 4.5, he's averaging more than that. He's hit that 8 of his last 10 games. But I think I'm most interested in Giannis not to make a 3-pointer tonight. He's 2 for 12 on the series. It's only 14%. And he's not really looking to shoot that many anymore. He's only shot he hasn't shot 3 or more in 6 of his last 7 games. So I see him trying to get in the paint. And when he does take those 1 or 2 3-pointers, I don't see him making it. So I like him under half a 3-pointer, however you want to say it. And on the total end, I don't have a strong feel, but if I had to play, it would be under.
All right, not a strong field, but liking the under in terms of that. See, the Pat Connaughton over threes is 1.5, and it's -170 in some spots now. So that juice is rising. Finally, we're seeing an adjustment here. So I don't know. It's getting to the point now where it's a little bit pricey. It's a little bit taxed. I wouldn't talk anyone out of Connaughton over 1.5, because he's been hitting 2+ 3-pointers every single game now, it seems, for several in a row. But now you're paying a little bit more of a premium for it. Dutch, we'll go to you next. Game 6 tonight.
Yeah, real quick, salute to the chat. The real ones. Whack Crest Scott, my guy Miguel, MD24. I seen he was. Forgot what you said, but I did agree with you, my man. I can't remember exactly what it was, but I did agree with you. Mac on Records, my guy Brad Hunt, Jay Kaiser, everybody in the chat. If y'all dig the content, hit the like button real quick, muchly appreciated. Share the video if you can. When it comes to this game, man, I can't lie. The one thing I do know is I'm happy this motherfucking game's on the Taco Tuesday and not a weekend, because them weekend games be killing your boy. No lie. I'm just getting right from fucking Saturday's ass whooping. Good call from our guy, Jimmy. I know he went 1-1, but his best bet hit. But you were pretty much spot on with the game. The way you called it out, they were gonna fall off, and they just fell off a little too early. But yeah, good shit. Man, I'm going back with my guy Drew. Holiday. He looked real nice. He looked real nice in game 4 or game 5, excuse me. He looked real good. I'm gonna stick with him on that. I'm gonna go a little different though. I'm gonna go with the assist prop. Now I'm not gonna get too cute. All right? He's been averaging 9 in the series. All right, he's feeling himself. He's got double-digit assists in 2 of them. I simply believe I went over this many a times. He can do what he wants on the court. Chris Paul, little mini me to that motherfucker. So I'm loving this over 8.5 at +115. To me, he's easily going to get the double-digit assist. I'm also looking at DeAndre Ayton. We've been eating off him consistently. But what I like here is the rebounds, over 12.5 at -105. He's been averaging 13 on the series. He had 17 last time he was in Milwaukee. I look for DeAndre Ayton to continue to get them rebounds. Now, when it comes to the Suns and the side, I could only look Milwaukee here. They didn't play too well, honestly, to me in game 4 at home. Scared me a little bit. But they played a lot better in Game 5, and obviously they got a great game from their big three. But when you look at the Suns, I mean, they actually got 20 and 10 from DeAndre. You know what I'm saying? They got 40 fucking points from their guy Book. They got 21 and 11 from CP3. They only turned the ball over 8 times. They're +6 in points in the paint. We went over this. This is shit that they had to do. They did it. They were +2 in the second chance. And they were shot 55% from the field and 68% from three, and still got that ass whooped at home. So I don't know how you could go to the window with Phoenix, to be completely honest with you. I'm liking Milwaukee here. I do believe this will be somewhat of a close game. The -5 scares me a little bit, but I could only look Milwaukee here. But I love the prop situation. Another thing I like a lot here is a double-double with my guy Giannis with the win. -140. A little bit juice, but I believe it's probably the best look on the board. -140, double-double plus the win. Like I mentioned, this game could be close. The last 2 games have been decided by 4 and 6 points. This is obviously the 6th game in a row this team's played. I expect a good quality close game. Milwaukee will not lose at home.
Milwaukee will not lose at home. We'll remember that if we're back here for Game 7 on this show.
I did want to say, Ian, one more stat here. Now, Giannis also went 4 and 11 from the free throw line, and that's not good. And they still wrapped it up. And then he's had 20 assists and 2 turnovers in the last 3 games. Giannis is doing his thing, man. He really is. He played all around basketball in Game 5. Probably, honestly, his best all around game of the series. But yeah, I will say this. Yeah, I'm going to miss this show because this will be our last show, guys. It definitely will be. So, you know what I'm saying? Salute to everybody on the panel. I had much fun with you guys, but this will be the last show.
All righty. There we go. He's stepping out. Dutch and saying it's over tonight. Milwaukee Bucks winning the championship for the first time since the early 70s is when they won it. The only time they won it 50 years ago. So maybe a championship tonight in Milwaukee. There's one prop I forgot to mention. I'm going to mention it now. I'm on Jay Crowder over 2.5 threes tonight. The previous 2 games in Milwaukee, he's had 3 and he's had 6 made 3-pointers. And you would think, look, backs against the wall. This is the one guy on the roster that was in a final series before this season. Have a good game, make a couple of big threes. I think he'll do that. So I like, and Crowder's in the good groove right now in this series. So I'm on him over 2.5 threes in this one. Trot Wham, you're next up. What do you like in Game 6?
I'm thinking that Dutch is lying to you guys, man. I don't think that Milwaukee will win at home.
I'll lie, bro.
I'll just say it like this. I understand exactly what he's saying. They did shoot really well, 68% from 3. That's something that's tough to lose by. You know what I mean? You lost and you still shot well. But what did our guy Jimmy say in last show that I wasn't a part of, but I did get to catch it? He was saying that it's kind of just shown that they're going to give it up there. And I believe that they would have gave it up. So I was on the Bucks money line last game because I thought they were going to win on the road. And that's the reason why I'm on this game as well. This is what makes this a great series. This is what's going to make this a great series because our guy, Ian, started off the show with a rivalry of our own with Dutch and Skee, but he didn't mention the rivalry between Chris Paul and Scott Foster. That's the one I thought he was talking about, honestly. And then he talked about you guys. I think that is going to be closed and sealed today. It is 0-6 on the road when Chris Paul and Scott Foster are on the same floor on the road. So that's tough there to beat, but I think it's going to be 1-6 after today. I do know all the things that are capable of as far as like the Suns. They just need their bench players, Cameron Johnson, Mikal Bridges, those guys to play up today, which they didn't do last game at the house, which we would have thought they would. I think Skee brought it up as well that Monty Williams has these guys as a level head. He was anticipating these guys to be a little bit down on the plane. He said their spirits kind of gave him life, kind of gave him a little bit of hope that he doesn't need to say anything different. These guys have the right headspace, and I believe they are coming here to snatch road home court again, and it'll be a Game 7. Not saying that the Suns is going to win the series. I know it's nice to take the series price right now. I'm not confident in that, but I do believe that they will extend the series, and it will be a Game 7. So the only thing I did bet was 2 bets, which you already talked about on Jimmy's show. It's the under 28 in the first quarter against the Bucks. They haven't went under this They haven't went under this total in the first quarter over the last 3 games. And when they did in this series, it was only one time, and it was 29. So I think they could continue to play slower here early on. I like the under for the full game, but I took the money line plus 173. Those are the only 2 bets I like. It's the first quarter under team total for the Bucks and the money line, man. Suns. I think we get it done here. We'll be back. Talk about Game 7, bro.
Yeah, I'll be honest. In terms of the liking the money line with the Suns, Trot Wham, I would rather have the money line for the Suns full game than the +5 or +4.5 full game. Like I like first quarter and I like first half, but I think I prefer if you're going to do full game, do the money line rather than the +5 or 4.5, because I truly believe if Phoenix covers, they're going to win this game outright. And if Milwaukee wins, they're probably going to cover, and they're probably going to win by like 8 to 10, and maybe they pull away late. So that definitely makes some sense to me. Betting it that way if you like the Suns tonight. Conor Mac, what do you like here in Game 6 tonight?
Oh man, this is crazy here. I'm digging through a lot of stuff through here. I looked up the Suns haven't lost 4 games all year. I wanted to make sure that was true, and they haven't. They've been a good road team all year. I like your guys' look on the first quarter. Is that what you have, Jimmy? First quarter? Skee, you like that as well?
Yeah.
I don't mind that. I take the 1.5, even the money line. I think it's right around +120. The Scott Foster thing is just crazy. I mean, I don't know what you do here. Either it's going to continue and go down, or it's going to get snapped. Here they've gotten pounded in the paint. I was talking earlier. If Booker, I think they don't mind him scoring 40 points. He looked horrible. Not horrible, but like those shots at the end of the game, there was nothing running through the offense. I think the Bucks, they're all just standing around. When he scores like 24 and gets, that's when they were winning. That's when they were playing great, and getting it to Ayton, playing a pick and roll with Chris Paul. And he's just choked down the stretch. Chris Paul, turnovers have just been horrible. He's got to be better. Maybe he just can't do it here, in the end. He's had these series leads with teams up 2-0, and they folded before. But I'm going to back him here. Not only I like the Suns first quarter, I'll take the 5 points. Yeah, money line as well. I'll have a little bit on both, I think. Will be solid. Prop-wise, Collington's threes are too juiced. But I'll take his over 8.5 points, -110. He said 14-11, 8 and 14. But one thing, this guy's key, because I think Giannis and Middleton got whatever they want. And you saw that, right? At the end of the game, is Holiday. His double-doubles +160. He was huge. If he hits those shots, you guys mentioned, was it Dutch? You liked his assists. I know a lot of people like it over 8.5. Just give me his double-double. It's +160. I think he gets that. Here tonight. If you think he gets over 8.5, I think he can get 10. He had 13 and 27, and he's looked solid, especially offensively and defensively. Every once in a while, he can get cold from 3, but I like his double-double, +160. For the Suns, I don't really like any props there. I thought Cam Johnson over 8.5 points was +105 was maybe a steal. But some of these guys like Bridges, Crowder, he was there in the first half, went cold second half. These guys got to step up a little bit if they want to have anything to do in this one. So, yeah, I'm on the Suns here and just a couple of props.
Yeah, and with Scott Foster officiating, you're guaranteed to get 3 hours. We're not going to be out of there in Game 6 tonight till like midnight Eastern time, or maybe even quarter after midnight. The game will go that long in terms of real time. You're going to get 1 million replays, 1 million reviews, 10 million foul calls. Yeah, you're going to get they're going to draw this shit out tonight like you wouldn't believe with Foster there. No question about that. And we're just about to turn it to Jimmy the Bag, and look who's decided to make a special guest appearance there right by his side.
Nice.
I love it. Jimmy, what do you like here in Game 6 tonight?
Well, I love the series. I'm enjoying the basketball immensely.
Last 2 games have been awesome.
Yeah, I love seeing these 2 teams in the spotlight right now. The elements within the matchups, haven't changed. The situation has changed drastically. But the elements at play here, I think, are pretty simple. You have a playmaking ability with the Phoenix Suns that is very good. When Skee was talking about Steph playing off the ball, if Booker would start playing off the ball and start finding spots, this would be a very different series. He's gone for 40 plus back to back, and he's been playing bad. And it reminds me of when the Bucks were playing poorly months ago in the regular season, when Giannis would go for 45 and there'd be no movement whatsoever. The other players aren't cutting to the basket. You can see like physical antics when they're not getting the ball in certain situations. And the Booker ISO gave me, Babano, these nightmares of DeRozan in the Raptors. It was the same shit that we used to watch, and I couldn't believe that was the plan.
And they kept losing to LeBron and the Cavs. I remember those things.
Yeah. So I see that the Bucks are playing like junkyard dogs right now. You have Drew at 6'3", Middleton at 6'7", Tucker at 6'7", 250 pounds, Giannis at 6'11". The only guy who doesn't scare you is 7 feet, 280 pounds. Then you have Portis Jr. on the bench growling. You know, he gets out there. Giannis has already set the tone by hustling up and down the floor and, you know, fouling hard and putting himself in dangerous situations in the air, and the rest of the players are following suit. So at this point, in the new situation that we have in Game 6 in Milwaukee, when they haven't won a championship since 1971, with 18,000 fans in the arena, 70,000 plus right outside the arena, the Larry O'Brien Trophy there, I wonder if the pressure is going to be heavy on the Bucks. And if it is heavy on the Bucks, I think that the Suns can come in very focused and play a really strong first quarter. And I wonder if the Bucks are going to be able to shoot 35+% from the perimeter early with all this pressure on them. So I took the Suns +1.5 last night at -110. You can still, it's moved 5 cents in my book, so it's still available right there. And then I'm taking the Bucks first quarter team total under 28.5, and that was a play that Peter Loshak talked about on the show. And I wanted the first quarter under 54.5, but I thought, man, that's a much better situation for me, is to focus solely on the Bucks team total because it's higher, and they're the ones who I think are going to struggle anyways. So that bet just made a ton more sense to me to take the first quarter under 28.5. Now it's juiced at -130, but it comes down to a pretty simple situation to me. I think that the Suns get battered down when you go 100 possessions against 100 possessions against a team this fast and big and strong and hustling. You're going to wear down. But in the first quarter, their talent can rise up and they can outscore the Bucks first quarter. Now, I have a bad ROI on dog money lines first quarter. I have a much better taking the 1.5 and taking the point. It's something that I stopped doing, and it's hurt me this year. When I was going over all my numbers, it's hurt me. So I'm taking the +1.5, and I'm taking the team total under 28.5, and that's it. That's it. Yeah, I think the Bucks are a very, very tough team to play, but it wouldn't shock me if the Suns were able to dig really deep and make this a one-possession game late. So,
yeah,
that's my spot.
Yeah, it's definitely liking the Suns first quarter and that Bucks team total under as well in the first quarter. And there's definitely some internal debate that goes on with me as well. And Jimmy mentioned it. First half point spread versus first half money line, or first quarter point spread versus first quarter money line. Because I've been there when I've taken the money line instead of the +1.5 in this case. The team's up by 2, 5 seconds to go. Opponent dribbles down the floor, heaves up a 3, bang. And they're up by 1 all of a sudden at half, and you lose the money line. You would have cashed the plus the points. And that's I've been there. I've had situations where I've lost something like that. And that's why especially at playoff time, tightly contested games, especially in a series like this, it's gone back and forth. I think having that extra 1.5 and the plus points rather than money line, I'd probably go in that same direction as well. Great analysis from everybody. Jimmy, Connor, Trot, Wham, Dutch, and Skee. Yeah, go ahead, Skee or Dutch.
Yeah, real quick, Ian. So like, I want to piggyback off of what my guy Wham said, and I know fucking Skee rub this referee shit. So when it comes to this, what is it, 12-0 with CP3? He's lost, right? So
6 from the road.
Yeah. Okay. So the trend, right? To me, usually, like in day-to-day life, I don't fuck with the trend. I don't fuck with the skinny jeans or the man bags, none of the person, right? But when it comes to this thing we do here, like in the casino, right? We playing roulette, and that motherfucker hit 12 black, 12, straight in a row. You walk up to that bitch. I want anyone to ask everyone here, what are you gonna do? Because I'm the cat I'm not gonna go and hit red. I'm gonna be the guy that goes with the trend.
I'm riding with black too. Yeah, I'm riding with black too.
I'm gonna let that motherfucker hit black 13 one time. And I'm gonna ski out that motherfucker. How about you, Skee?
Yeah, I ride the trends.
Okay, all right. But you want Phoenix tonight, though?
I don't necessarily like Phoenix full game.
I can't hear you.
Early, yeah.
If I'm playing Phoenix, it's only first quarter. If I was playing the full game, I mean, I would ride with, with Scott Foster.
That's a trend right there. They're 4-1 in the first quarter of this series. So
okay, I'm just referring to the full game with the Scott Foster thing because everybody wants to talk about it. And how about you, C-Mac? You're not scared. You go red or black on that bitch?
I go black, but this is basketball. Real quick, like Giannis can't make his free throws. So I think 5 points there is value.
So this is basketball. I'm just saying trends are trends, bro.
Yeah, trends are trends.
You don't play a trend. You know what I'm saying?
But I think that's why Ian said it was a smarter play if you do like the Suns take the money line, because the trend is if Phoenix is going to cover, they're going to win, bro. So I like the money line there, and I think what you're saying kind of helps me out here, bro. It kind of helps me out here. I do think the Bucks can win this series. Just not tonight, brother. Not at home, man.
So you think they're going to go back to Game 7 and
that
win
trophy up
again?
Yeah, put that trophy up, bro. They did that with the Lakers. Man. Lakers could have closed it out. They put the trophy up. The Heat won.
We saw how dynamic the Bucks looked when they had a three-headed monster scoring. If Booker has scored 82 of the team's 222 points in the past two games, and it's a problem. It's a huge problem. They need to have everybody active and everybody confident. And I know that Jake Crowder was talked about earlier in the show. And thank God the Suns have him. And I know he slowed down after the first quarter, but he has a toughness that he can put his shoulder into the chest of any of the five starters on the Bucks. And that is so important to the Suns because he's the only junkyard dog I see out there for them. And if Booker goes for 40 plus, the Suns are going to lose. If he can go for 28 and put up 10 dimes or something like that, if he can get everybody involved, get the guys trusting.
Not looking to pass. He did not look to pass at all in that fourth quarter. No. At all. Everything was him. He was going to shoot. So he didn't look at all to pass. So, yeah, they're screwed if he's doing that shit late in the game.
The Bucks got 4 dogs, though. The Suns got 1. That's the problem.
They need more from Aiden. We need Aiden to be a dog today. That's
I was saying
he's gonna have a big offensive night, and he's got to get 12.5 rebounds. He has to. He has to be a difference maker.
Not to foul out.
It goes back to the concerns that we've all had, especially Jimmy, about he wants to be a difference maker on the glass, but what if he gets in foul trouble? What if he's too aggressive? What if this ticky-tack contact fouls that sometimes get called on him? And all of a sudden, there's big foul trouble early in the game for him, and you got to go to Kaminsky or some other guy you have absolutely no faith in.
Monty's in such a tough spot because Bud can bring in Portis and completely change the energy, completely change everything from the big man spot. And look, Monty can't do that. So he doesn't have many tricks up his sleeve, and it's a problem because Portis was unbelievable when he came.
Connaughton's been a better rebounder and someone on the glass than so many of these players on the Suns the last few games as well. There's Connaughton that's
he has six
battling, out competing, and he leads everybody.
He leads the Bucks. I don't know if he leads everybody, but he leads the Bucks in threes in this series. Yeah, and it's unbelievable. You guys were just milking the shit out of that prop. It was impressive.
Yeah, it is.
He played really well.
We've milked that cow, and now the cow is not providing much. There's not much left in that cow right now. It's minus
8.5. Not too bad. 8.5. I was tempted on that.
I like the points. Yeah, I'm gonna take those points.
And we need Cameron Johnson to shoot more threes, man. He was 100% from three. Let him
he just can't play no defense or rebound.
The thing about that, somebody said
a little tougher.
Somebody said he wasn't playing good or something, but they just not getting opportunities. Can't get opportunities when Booker has the ball the whole game.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, it's true.
Cameron Johnson over 1.5 threes. I could go with that again. It's definitely been something that's been on my radar throughout this series. So I wouldn't argue with that either from a props standpoint. But it's funny because these refereeing assignments are usually assigned a couple days ahead. You know, they kind of know where they're going in the series. And I think they had Foster in Game 6 maybe thinking the Suns were going to win Game 5. So, hey, he's against Chris Paul. Bucks are probably going to need to win Game 6 to extend the series. But now the script has changed because the Bucks won Game 5 in Phoenix. And they probably already had scheduled it that Scott Foster was going to officiate this game. So now things are kind of screwed up now. They probably just assumed, Scott Foster will help the Bucks out in Game 6. They'll be down 3-2. We'll get Game 7. Everybody will be happy. The league will be happy. They'll be getting their money and the TV revenue for a Game 7. Well, now the things changed a little bit. Now the Suns are the team that's got to win tonight. So what's that going to mean in terms of the way Scott Foster goes about his business tonight? It's all going to be interesting. Let's put it that way to see how it plays out. So, again, they scheduled Scott. Scott Foster didn't get scheduled yesterday or this morning that he's going to officiate tonight. No, this is like done days, if not weeks. This is even done, I think, before the series. They know who's going to officiate each game. And, so I think they kind of assumed, hey, Suns are going to, hold home court in Game 5, and then you get Foster in Game 6. Milwaukee will win that because Chris Paul never wins with Foster officiating the game, and off we go to Game 7. Well, things have changed now. So it's going to be interesting to see what dynamic that plays into it. But great stuff, guys. We'll get to our best bets in just a second. We'll get to Dutch's freshest look as well. And thanks to everyone in the chat. We'll shout out everybody before we get to best bets. Gabe Martinez, Nathan Shellhamer, Johnny K, Lucky Power, Elliot V, Alex Ramirez, Billy Briz in the chat. Couldn't join the show, but he likes still Patty Connaughton over 1.5 threes, which is minus 170 most places. Not Flush Allen, good to see you. Dennis Trusty, Tony B, Michael Irvalina, Mr. Michael Irvalina, D Nice, Tony B, Two Play Tony, Ray Charles, Alex Ramirez, everybody in the chat there. Billy Pilgrim, Brad Hunt, AJ, Razor Sharp, Wyatt Chapman, Preston, Sam Calmer, Lit Picks, Don Anderson, Jake Kaiser, everyone in the chat. Thanks for joining. I think we got everybody. Yes, we did. Thanks to everyone for joining us on the show and tuning into the NBA Pub Hub as usual. We'll get to best bets in just a second, but first, sponsor time. Manscaped in Southtown 101. So I really need a copy of a cassette tape I'm dating myself now, CD or MP3 or something of that Southtown 101 music, because, man, it puts me in a nice, calm, soothing mood. Oh, I feel relaxed. All the stress fades away. I feel relaxed at ease, serenity now, like Frank Costanza once said. That's what I feel. That's what that Southtown 101 music does. It puts me in a good mood, positive vibes whenever I hear it. And you know what will put you in a good mood? Checking out Southtown 101 in San Antonio when you're in town. It's got great food, great drinks, live music, DJs, karaoke, which is right up my alley. Southtown 101 in San Antonio. Manscaped, promo code PubSports, 20% off your purchase. Lawnmower 4.0, new and improved. Get on that right now. Promo code PubSports to get you 20% off your purchase. And mybookie.ag, promo code PubSports. The NBA Finals are winding down, but we got football coming up, NFL, college football. Don't sleep on my great love, CFL, either. All of it right around the corner. Looking forward to it. And now's the best time to get on board with mybookie.ag, Bitcoin accepted currency for your deposit. Check out mybookie.ag. Use the promo code PUBSports. All right, it is time. Best bets, Game 6, NBA Finals. I'd love to see a Game 7. Hope we'll see a Game 7, but not a guarantee. This could be our final show. If it is, it's been a blast. Skee Profit, we'll start with you. Game 6, best bet.
Best bet. I'm gonna stay away from some of these others that you guys might pick, and I'll go with the one I like the most. It's gonna be Giannis. I mean, he only shot 1 3-pointer last game. He hasn't made it 3 in 3 games. He barely shoots 30% on the season, shooting 14% this series. I'll put my money he doesn't hit one tonight. I like Giannis under half on the 3-pointers made.
All right, there we go. Giannis under. So basically, Giannis 0 3-pointers tonight. Best bet here for Skee Profit in Game 6. Dutch, what do you got for freshest look?
Yeah, man, the freshest look. This is bittersweet too. I ain't gonna lie, because this will be the last pick I make on this show. But yeah, it's gonna be fear the motherfucking deer. I don't like what I'm hearing from all y'all, so we're going Bucks -5 full game. I like the Giannis double plus the win -140, but we ride with the Bucks -5. And also, just to kitty back a little bit off what my man C-Mac was saying, I did like that Drew Holiday. I like the you want a little juicer +320 +10 assists with the with the win. So that's pretty much a little double was +160 either one. I like them, but the Bucks will win tonight. That's what we call good money.
All right, Bucks. Dutch boy, fresh, going out saying it's over tonight for the Phoenix Suns.
Our guy Preston will be doing the bang bang, baby.
There you go.
Yeah.
All right.
Shout out to our guy.
Preston is like, are you in the deer? You are. You're in the Deer District tonight, there, Preston. Hope you have fun. I hope you come back disappointed, but I hope you have fun.
Our man Eric Rosas in the chat, he hit a deer on Saturday night.
Oh,
hello.
Yeah, so
that's a good sign.
It's a sign that the Suns are going to win Game 6.
It's a sign. It's a sign. Yeah, I'm grasping at every straw I can right now when it comes to my confidence level in the Phoenix Suns. That's for damn sure. Trot Wham, you're next up. What do you like for best bet?
There's no other way I would love to do this is to go against my guy Dutch here, of course. No, I'm just messing. No, I'm going to go with the money line +173.
Ooh.
I like the first quarter team total under 228. I think 28.5 is what my guy Jimmy like. I like that as well, but I'll be a pussy if I say I can't go against my guy Dutch here. We will be back Game 7. I'm saying it now. The streak, Scott Foster, CP3 overcome it, and that's the soundbite.
There you go. Phoenix money line +165 in most spots with that money line price on the Phoenix Suns. Trot Wham for his best bet. Conor Mac, best bet.
I'll give you 2. I'm rolling with Jimmy's the first quarter, but I don't want the 1.5. I'll take the money line +130. Could burn my ass, but I'll put a hundo on it. And the player prop, give me Connaughton. I'll throw this could be our last show, maybe not. We'll see, Dutch. Connaughton over 8.5 points. The 3 was really juiced, but I think he gets over 8.5 points is -110.
Yeah, I think that is the better value with Connaughton tonight. It's been the 3-pointers till tonight, but now they've juiced that, and the point total instead is probably a little bit more value bang for your buck. Connaughton over 8.5 points, and liking Phoenix first quarter money line for Conor Mac. 2 best bets for Game 6. Jimmy, best bet.
There's something so unbelievably exciting, and I know all you guys feel the same way when the sports championship trophy is in the building.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting. It's so exciting to see how the star players will handle this tremendous responsibility to bring your city a championship, especially 2 teams like this where you have Phoenix who's never done it and the Bucks haven't done it since 1971. We saw when the Stanley Cup was in the building, Tampa had won it the year before. They were in complete control of the series. It didn't concern them a tiny bit. They laughed when they lost Game 4. They laughed that Montreal acted like they won the Stanley Cup. They looked like such seasoned pros, such veterans. And you talk about like back to hockey again, like when the Oilers lost their first Stanley Cup to the Islanders and they went by the dressing room and there was not a real big celebration. Everybody was beaten up and wounded. Everyone was, wrapping up shit and icing shit up because they're veterans who've done it before. And I'm so interested to see how the Milwaukee Bucks handle this enormous pressure that's on them right now. And I think that they might have a little bit of jitters from the perimeter. I think that over the course of 48 minutes, everything can be taken care of. But in the first 12 minutes, what are they going to do from the perimeter? What are they going to do from outside? So much is on the line. Because of that, I think the Suns are in a great spot in the first quarter. If I had the option of taking either the Suns plus 1.5 first quarter or the Bucks under 28.5, I would take the Bucks under 28.5. I think that's it's minus 130. I know Wham got it at 28 at minus 115. Both work. But I think I'm going to question whether the Bucks are able to handle this enormous pressure in the first 12 minutes. And I do think that they're capable of doing it over 48. But my best bet here is the Bucks team, first quarter team total under 28.5.
There you go. Milwaukee Bucks under 28.5 first quarter team total for me. And my best bet is, like I said, I'm going down with the ship, and I'm going down with the captain of the ship as well, and that's Chris Paul. Now, I'm coming right back to the player prop that cashed by a fraction, by a whisker, by an inch in Game 5. Chris Paul over 20.5 points, and I'm going with the over 21.5 points tonight for Chris Paul. Just do it earlier. Don't wait till 5 minutes left in the game. None of that nonsense. Be aggressive. Look for your shot. Don't put it all on Devin Booker. You can make big baskets too. You showed that in the final 5 minutes. We didn't really see it until the last 5 minutes. Then he made like 2-3 big shots in a row down the stretch in Game 5 when they were trying to come back. Give me that CP3, that aggressive CP3 right from the opening tip tonight, and he'll get over 21.5 points. So there you go. Best bet for me, Chris Paul, CP3 over 21.5 points. Best bet for Game 6. All right, that'll wrap up this edition of Pub Sports Radio's NBA Pub Up. Thanks to everybody in the chat for joining us. We may be back for a Game 7 Thursday. If Dutch has his way, we won't be. If Preston has his way, we won't be. We'll see. But if this is it, please let me know, Huey Lewis. If this is it, it's been a great ride on the NBA Pub Hub show throughout the course of the season. And we thank all of you guys for joining us and tuning in, because without you guys, we're not shit. We really mean that. So we can't do this show without you guys tuning in. So we ain't shit without you. So thank you for tuning in and joining us throughout the season. For Jimmy the Bag, thanks to him for joining us these last few shows, and he's done a great job with his picks as well. Conor Mac, Trot Wham, thanks again for him for joining us. Dutch, Skee Profit, I'm Ian Cameron. Let's have a great night. Enjoy Game 6 of the NBA Finals. And thanks for tuning in to the NBA Pub Hub right here on Pub Sports Radio. We may or may not be back for Game 7 on Thursday. Dutch, take us home.
Yeah, man. This thing we do here, I'm going to miss it, man. Yo, salute to the chat, the real ones. Be sure to hit the like button. Subscribe on your way out, because we're going in. Yo, stay fresh, stay blessed, and let's stay putting these motherfucking bookies to rest.
We be pumping!
Steph Curry over everybody.